come up with the idea of converting your pasture land there into a racetrack?
I was probably 5 or 6 years old. They had a racetrack over by Sugar Grove, Satan's Bowl of Death. And I worked at Weber Knapp's, and one day I just got to thinking about it. And I thought if we could make that into a racetrack, I could help my grandmother out financially, you know.
Right.
And so Lee and James, Don and all them, they got in with me and helped me. And of course I paid them, you know, and stuff, but they gave me a big break to get going.
So about when would you have thought about this, in 1955?
55.
How did you map it out? You look at the land and you see that it's not just a flat piece of land. How did you figure out where the track would go?
Well, we started at the lower level where I used to hoe the potatoes. That was rich land right there.
Right.
And then it went across the creek. And then it went up and around the back straightaway. And then when you come down, the third and fourth corner was supposed to be the most exciting. Well, it got to be the most dangerous, so we put a bridge in down there.
Decided that in 1956 you would open the track.
Yep.
How did you get the word out? How did you tell people about that, or was there so much?
A guy by the name of Roger Hyde that wrote for the Post Journal in Jamestown. He was a big factor in getting the word out, and then we advertised in the paper.
Right.
And I think there was one other track at that time in the area, and that was in Leon, New York.
So in fact, I'm looking at one of Roger Hyde's articles that said, third try Sunday for Roll-O-Bowl. Brothers Howard and Donald McNitt try for the third time this Sunday to get their jalopy racetrack Roll-O-Bowl off the ground, and the weather, for a change, seems to be cooperating. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I wonder if I did the right thing, because they run through the creek and they take the water around and everything, but it really brought the crowd out.
Right.
Yeah, and we had a good almost 3.5 years run. So
close your eyes for us and kind of tell us a little bit about taking a lap around the track. Just, you know, from the car would come out of the orchard and come onto the track. Where would you start them? Up on the hill?
No, they would come down out of the pits and they come back up over the back, or the upper back straightaway around the corner, and they'd line up right in front of the judge's stand on the lower track facing the house and barn, which used to be there. And they'd start them from there, and they'd go around. I think we didn't pay much money then. Of course, you only charged $1.25 to get in.
But when the first few races you had, the creek was, I mean, they would ride right through the creek, right?
Right. On the first corner, and then go into the second corner, you'd run through the creek. Back straight away, everybody'd be trying to crowd everybody, and they come around that corner. Half the time they'd push them down off the creek, you know, and so we decided to put in a plank bridge, which worked out pretty good.
On both ends, both between?
No, we left the one end open because that's the way the track was supposed to be. It's no speed track.
Right.
And you could get a car, a junk car in them days for $35, $40 and put some rollover bars in it and race probably less than $100, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it really was a truly jalopy track.
It was a jalopy track.
And it said here that at least the first year you would not let cars be any younger than a 1952.
A jalopy racetrack, you're pretty even anyhow. Once you get through the creek and crowd each other. Leo Yeager was our starter for us. Yeah. And
well, I noticed a couple of your earlier races, there's headlines talking about jalopy winner is disqualified, and that, so apparently you had some rules which would have disqualified a few folks.
I can't remember that. My brother might, I don't know, but well, it had to be some reason, I know that.
Yeah, it just said here, he was given the boot after winning the 15-lap headliner because it contained a 4-barrel carburetor and an oversized radiator.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, there had to be standard carburetors and standard radiators. You refresh my memory.
Now, did you race at all, Don?
No, I raced at State Line a little bit, but
right.
And We just race special races there, you know.
So every once in a while, would the brothers race?
Oh, yeah.
Who won?
I had my fair share. My brother Red was the toughest, so.
Was he?
Yeah. He was a bulldozer.
So he didn't mind moving you around, did he?
No, no. Around and around. But it was all in fun, you know. Them were the good days as far as I'm concerned, racing. Well, when we was normal, would be 3 heat races and 2 semis and a feature.
Would when it came time for the feature, how did you line them up? Was there any order to that?
Yeah, we took the hot cars and kind of kept them in the back. Leo Yeager did the lining up, so I wouldn't want to get involved in that because you're favoring him or them, you know, and Leo did a good job.
So the faster cars would be in the back, the slower in the front. I think I've seen pictures where literally there was cars all the way around the track.
Yeah, and that was tough for them guys when they got that many cars. We didn't need that many cars. You know, Blinky was one of the first drivers there, and he can tell you, when it got that many cars, you're just lucky to get up there in front, you know, but most of them was, drivers were real good people.
Stood out in your mind as really good.
Yeah.
Who would they be?
Well, Blinky Litzinger, Fred Eggleston, Jim Scott, Skip Furlow.
I think Dick Pangborn won more features at Roll-O-Bowl than anybody.
Who did?
Dick Pangborn.
Yeah, Dick Pangborn, I forgot about him. One was rolling over a car how many times?
How would that work?
Well, they come down out of the second corner and come down into the first corner, and then that bank, they go up on the bank and they'd just roll over and over. That was one of them. Then we had a kind of a foolish guy that was on the hood of a car and run through in the fire. I won't mention his name.
Well, we will, since we've heard about it. It's Bud Yeager's brother.
It was me.
Oh, was it you?
Yeah.
Possessed you to get on a hood of a car?
Need the crowd.
All right, well...
People come to see you, you know, do foolish things.
So I know your brother Red would like to roll over the car.
Yeah.
And so your shtick was get on the... How did it work? I mean,
pretty good. I didn't have my head quite back far enough and hit my helmet. I had a stiff neck for a couple of days, but the guy said, how dumb can you get? You get your head back beyond the hood ornament.
Yeah.
And we use regular lumber where they have a special lumber they burn, see? Yeah. We didn't know it.
So you were grabbing onto nothing but the hood?
Just laying on the hood, hanging on.
There's an article in the Post-Journal.
Yeah.
And Don McNitt entertained the crowd of about 800 with a successful House of Fire daredevil stunt. That was it.
You got me black and white.